The hell y'all doing here this early? Come on in. I guess I got some tea for y'all. What's up, y'all? You're watching the House of Tea with Bree. So come on in, sit back, relax, and get a shot of this sugar honey iced tea, because y'all know this shit finna get crazy, okay? So good morning, y'all, and happy Saturday. It's currently about 8:30 where I'm at, all right? I had started filming last night, but I got sleepy, child, and I just had to redo it because I got my robe on this morning and I had clothes on yesterday, so we just had to reshoot the whole video, child. So we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it, okay? So we've got 32-year-old Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard from Golden Mellow, Louisiana, who was released from Chillicothe Correctional Facility on Thursday out of Missouri, okay? Miss Gypsy was incarcerated for a conspiracy and plotting to murder her mother with her boyfriend that she met online, Mr. Nicholas Goldjohn. Mrs. Claudine Blanchard, who would have been 48 years old at the time of her passing in 2015, was murdered by the boyfriend of her daughter, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If you're not familiar with the story of Gypsy, there's a movie that's called Mommy, Dead and Dearest, and then there's a movie on Netflix called The Act, and they were both loosely, if not pretty much based off of the story that went on with Miss Gypsy and her mother. She was told through her life that she suffered from leukemia, that she was asthmatic. Her mother fed her through a feeding tube. She said that she had muscle dystrophy. She couldn't walk. She was in a wheelchair. She underwent a lot of treatment, such as like getting her salivary glands removed out of her eyes. And she had to get all of her teeth extracted due to like malnutrition and just things like that, y'all. Poor hygiene and a list of things that goes on. Miss Gypsy caught on at the age of 19 that there was something fishy. She was undergoing a lot of abuse. She was chained to the bed. And she also said that she was physically abused as well. From her mother shaving her head and not really letting her go outside unless they were doing a lot of meetings and meetups for charity events and things like that. Like, her mother reaped a lot of the benefits that was given to her from her daughter so-called having all of these medical conditions, right? Well, when Gypsy was 21 years old, she met her boyfriend, Nicholas, and she met him online. They talked for a while, and, you know, she told him a lot of things that went on with her mother and a lot of things that she was going through. This obviously hit a soft spot for him because he really loved Gypsy, and so he came down here from his home in Wisconsin, and he did brutally stab her mother to death in 2015, and then they left, and they were found a couple of days later in his home in Wisconsin. Mr. Goldjohn, Gypsy's boyfriend, is currently serving life in prison, and she is out 3 years early after her 10-year bid that she was supposed to do. And now she has 7 years. She served 7 years, and now she is out on parole, okay? A lot of people are conflicted about this because they wondering, okay, he would have never got into this if Gypsy wouldn't have told him everything, so why is he serving life and she got out early? And the only reason that I could think is honestly because she is the one who actually endured the abuse. I know with the law how it goes is basically like if you're not the one who went through it, it's pretty hard for you to beat it, even if you're trying to be at the defense of someone else. I don't know if maybe later he'll end up getting out or whatever, child. I don't know. I'm glad she's out, I guess I could say. You know, I mean, I hate that it's a very unfortunate circumstance. I mean, it really, really is. I hate that she went her entire life, well, half of her life, going through that and not really being able to enjoy her childhood and just enjoy a lot of things about life, especially going through when doctors are telling you, okay, you don't need this treatment, nothing's wrong with her, and your mother is sitting there insisting that you have these problems and that they fix it because she's reaping a lot of benefits from it. Child, that's only for the one above to judge, okay? I cannot judge that on Judgment Day, baby. He will make that call, all right? But as for Bree, it is what it is, all right? Okay, so over the holidays, y'all, Miss Braxton Tamar has been proposed to, I guess, again by her fiance already, JR. And if y'all been keeping up, y'all know that JR has taken Tommy Lee on a couple of dates, courtside basketball games, even to a hotel room, child. And she said he paid for the Waldorf. That was the hotel, the Waldorf in points. And that's when she knew that she could no longer engage with him on these acts that she was pursuing, okay? Now, Tommy Lee claims there was something that was a little feud or spat that was between her and Tommy. So Tommy just did the petty thing and kind of complimented Tamar's fiance and said she liked this suit, okay? This is the suit that Tommy said she liked, child, and he not my type, but he don't look too shabby if I do say so myself, okay? He obviously wasn't Tommy's choice of guy either too much, okay? To let her tell it on the interview with Jason Lee, it wasn't his middle class home because she lives in a very, very nice house in the suburbs. She said it wasn't his Bentley because she drives a Rolls Royce. She said it wasn't his, side part swoop thing. Nothing was really getting her about JR other than her being petty with Tamar, okay? She said they never had intercourse. Now, she does claim that he ate her for the culture, okay? And I ain't talking about the thing in the front neither. He ate her from the rooted to the tutor is what she said, okay? Also, Tommy says that JR told her a lot of Tamar's personal business, although the only two things that I've heard her name so far was the fact that Tamar lies about her shows being sold out. They're not really sold out like she claims they are. And that's why she brought Krishan so that she could appeal to the younger crowd. And then he put her out and she had to go back to her mommy's house. Now, even though there are two things that she named, it's still very embarrassing for that to be your fiance, somebody you go home to every day that you sleep beside, who is telling some girl that he knows you got a problem with your business. Like, it's just too much. And I be damned if they sit here and let that man play in between two beautiful black queens as themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even giving all that, okay? It's not even giving all that. Tommy and JR also agreed that a lot of their meetups would be private. They didn't want to be seen out in public. It was just kind of something they were both enjoying, right? Well, Tommy was also turned off by the fact that JR, when they got them a reservation at a very well-known restaurant, on top of taking her to a courtside basketball game where he knows there are going to be like plenty of cameras and footage and everything, okay? So she said she beat him in his own game and went ahead and just recorded herself and posted it and did all that before any like media could break about it or whatever. Like, she just took full advantage of it before he did, okay? And I really feel bad for Tamar Braxton because at the end of the day, as a woman who is giving your all to a man, even regardless of y'all going through a hardship at the time of your relationship, you're not expecting him to go out and stray away, especially with somebody that you're having an issue with, and discuss your private business. So it is very embarrassing for her to like leave her quote unquote sold out show after he's already told Tommy that your shows are not really sold out anyway. And then you leave there to go sit courtside of the game to post him to make it seem like you won him back, like he's the prize. No, baby, you're the prize, okay? You're the prize. Tommy, she's not less of a woman. She just did a very immature thing, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of women still be engaging in immature shit. But she kept it 100 and said that she was being immature and she was being petty when she did it. But she doesn't have a real issue with Tamar, and she'd be damned if she let a man like him come in the middle or start a feud between the two women. And this is the ring that her fiance posted that he got Miss Tamar, y'all. One big old rock, okay? And, it is what it is. I think it's unfortunate that she had to go through the things that she went through with being publicly humiliated by a man that she calls hers and feeling like she got to prove, honey, that she's got him back or something. When she was at one of her shows, she was like, I had to go get my man back. I hope y'all didn't think he was gone because he took some crackhead to a basketball game. Talking about Tommy Lee, y'all. Okay? And I just don't think we got to throw salt from one black woman to the next. I mean, they already had a little issue. You know what I'm saying? So we just going to let it go. We're going to wish the Robinsons the best. Okay, honey? And we're going to move on to the next story. Okay, child? Okay, next, y'all. So we're covering rapper Trina, who was asked during an interview at the One Music Festival back in October. The video is just now surfacing, I'm guessing. And she was asked, what did she think opened the landscape for female rappers now? And she gave the answer Beyoncé. She said Beyoncé is the #1 female rapper. When she does rap, she feels like she's on top. The way that she does what she does, she would choose her as #1. And thanks to Reality Rundown for this tweet right here. And they also go on a series to put together a collage to show where Trina has abandoned a performance that she was supposed to do with an up-and-coming artist on Love and Hip Hop. She did not come to the show, and they made her perform without Trina and without the dancer. Also, she was supposed to make an appearance at a cypher that she agreed to come to. And from the time she walked through the door, y'all, she was like, I only got a couple minutes. I don't have time. My feet are hurting. I'm ready to go, okay? And if you're a viewer of Love and Hip Hop like myself, you know that this is artist Nikki Natural behind me. And she brought up how Trina and Joy, Trick's former wife, made it kind of hard for her doing a audition that she had to try to get on tour with Trina. And they were just real jealous and real envious. And she talked about a lot of ways that Trina was very mean, okay? Trina goes on to post on her Instagram how she basically still stands beside what she said, even though this interview was back in October. It is what it is, and she is a real Beyoncé fan. Her cousin Bobby Lights even said so himself, because he goes on Instagram Live to basically defend Trina. Bobby Lights also is on Love and Hip Hop Miami. He's the cousin of Trina. Everybody knows that, y'all, because he goes to bat for Trina all the time, child, even when she in her mean girl phase and she's saying she's not associating herself with him. She's not studying him. He's full of drama and everything. She doesn't want that associated with her brand. He still comes behind Trina and goes to bat for her every time something is going on, y'all. So it just is what it is. And speaking of Miami Madness, child, we're covering a twisted story between two best friends, a dynamic duo known as the City Girls. On the left is JT. On the right, we have Young Miami, aka Carisha. The City Girls signed a Quality Control Music back in 2017. And ever since then, they've been rocking, okay? From their Instagram lives with Santana, all the way from Miami holding it down in their rap duo while JT was locked up in prison for a while. I mean, they just really showed us, like, best friend goals. I mean, like, let's be for real. We was really living for the City Girls. But as you can guess, in true narcissist behavior, they have somebody that's driving a wedge in between them right now. And JT is not taking a liking to that, okay? And she has went live on Instagram and she has publicly said that she is not a fan of this and she is willing to lose her best friend over this whole thing. Y'all already know we jumping into P. Diddy. No other than P. Diddy, child. Come on now. And there were rumors back in 2021 when Miami was seen in some pictures with P. Diddy, and there were rumors circulating that they were dating and that they were together, okay? Even though both of them remained saying they were single, they were not together, they were just really good friends. Everybody kind of knew, like, the way she was holding up signs at award shows and stuff. We knew, girl, like, y'all ain't just friends. Y'all more than friends, okay? So then Carisha started her podcast in June of 2022. And in her first episode, she hosts no other than P. Diddy, where she asks the famous question, what we is? And he goes on to tell us that they dating, okay? We already knew that. Come on now. She done went from rapper to podcaster to interviewer to all kind of stuff, y'all. We ain't heard Miami in a song in I don't know how long. Now, despite this 25-year age gap that they got between each other, they seem to be, like, you know, the topic of discussion. They are very looked up to. And because the City Girls started coming out with music, of course, that was about, you know, getting your bag, getting you a rich man with some money and just coming up, everybody kind of felt like, okay, Carisha did that. She did exactly what she told us to do. But the sugar daddy that she got a lot of stuff that's trailing behind him. So I don't know if the girls are necessarily living for that, okay? It was in another podcast stream where she goes to say how she likes to get number one on while she's having sex and all kind of things like that, child. And that raised the kind of flags for the girls, because when Cassie went and submitted evidence to the FBI about things that she endured with Diddy, she talked about having white nails because he liked the contrast against black skin, i.e. the dark hair that Kim Porter, Cassie, and Young Miami, they all wear their really dark hair now. Well, were wearing their really dark hair and white nails, okay? Also alleging that during these freak-offs that he would have her entangled up in, she had to be number one on, okay? So it just raised a lot of red flags for people, and they're like, okay, is Miami partaking in these events and stuff that's going on with Diddy? Like, is she cool with that? And then she's not addressing anything, y'all. I mean, as we should have expected. I mean, she's still messing with P. Diddy, and if she's smart, he's giving her a $500,000 allowance, so she probably not gonna say nothing, all right? Y'all remember when he took her allowance from $500,000 to $200,000, and she was not going for that, baby. She left him alone because ain't no telling what she be going through and enduring messing with him. So he have to really up the bag for her to stay around, okay? And it just kind of goes to show you how dark the industry is and what's really going on behind closed doors. Because, I mean, if Cassie would have never came out with this evidence, I mean, we all have things that we think P. Diddy is engaged in, but anybody who really has spoke against him has kind of like dissipated. Like, we don't know where they are. We ain't really heard no real solid hardcore evidence. But then you got Jaguar Wright, who goes on here and she basically says a lot of things that she's seen, how she's seen TD Jakes at parties with P. Diddy, and a lot of other things, as far as a young woman who went in to have an interview with P. Diddy and walked in on Chris Williams giving fellatio to P. Diddy. And P. Diddy went into her law firm to basically press her about the whole situation and to basically tell her not to say anything that she's seen. And the woman goes on to ask him, like, you know, well, if you were so concerned, why did you not have the door locked? Allegedly, P. Diddy goes on to say, well, if he could make a grown man get on his knees and do anything, he could make anybody do anything. Okay, child? And I ain't gonna lie, he got a lot of power and he got a lot of money to back it up too. And that's a very dangerous game to get into, okay? And I just think JT is very upset that not only is P. Diddy being dragged right now, because she doesn't really care much for P. Diddy, let's just be honest. She's been vocalized that. But it's more of the simple fact that Miami is being dragged into it, and not only is she staying silent about it, once she stays silent after a couple of things come out, she then posts videos and pictures of her and her kids out at Dolphin games. And JT just feels like a lot of it is covering up for P. Diddy and a lot of the BS that he got going on, because since the Cassie evidence has came out, y'all, 3 other women, including a 17-year-old, has came out alleging that he SA'd them, okay? So let's just be honest, like, she's sticking beside him through a lot of stuff, and it just goes to show you why he was doing all that hooping and hollering in that video talking about, I love her, she loved me and I love it. Like, yeah, because out of all the years of it being weird, he finally finds a younger woman who's okay with doing everything that he says to do while still paying for everything that she wants and giving her what she needs so that they can basically benefit from each other. And he knows she's not gonna say anything, okay? Also, I mean, a lot of people are worried about Miami's well-being because if she quits rap, which is what she came in on by herself with her best friend JT, if she succumbs to everything that P. Diddy is helping with her with, i.e. Carisha Please, getting her the top hip-hop platform of 2022 when she only had like freaking 4 episodes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's pulling strings for her, and that's cool and all, but what is she going to thrive on if she decides to leave P. Diddy alone? That's what we have to be worried about, okay? Aside from JT's Instagram live, child, there was a tweet where a fan told Miami that she needs to basically work on her bars and work on her rap so that she can get better, and Miami goes to retweeting and say, I retired from rap, child. Okay, so she retired, honey. She no longer raps. And then we see JT go and unfollow the City Girls on Instagram. So I don't know. All we can do is hope that the City Girls and their best friend Bun make it through all of this trauma that's going on right now. I know it is a lot going on, and it's a lot of BS that you don't really want your career to be tangled up into, especially if you're not getting anything from it. So I can see why JT is not really fucking with the movement, okay? Plus, it's just a bad look for Miami, and I don't think she like her best friend going out looking like that, okay? So with that being said, don't y'all forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell, okay? So all my roomies are the first to get the tea, okay? Don't forget to take your shot on the way out. See a shot, take a shot. Y'all have a happy Saturday, okay? Love y'all. Bye.